Hello. So today we're going to be doing a transgender tier list. And I'm going to be ranking all of the transgenders, or at least probably 80% of them. The first transgender we're going to start with is Blair White. So she is one of the transgenders. I think that she's a little bit rude sometimes. She's a Republican, so I cannot put her very high on the list. I don't know what she's gonna do when conservatives take away her hormones. At least she's giving some kind of representation, so I'm gonna put her on D. But I don't know why she's a conservative, because that doesn't make any sense. The next transgender that we're going to rank is Ron DeSantis. So he, or she, sorry, I didn't mean to misgender her. She is the governor of Florida, and she really likes high heels. That's all I really know about her. I don't think she's really nice to other trans people. Ron DeSantis is an E-tier transgender. The next transgender woman that we will be putting on the tier list is Dua Lipa. She was one of the trans women in the Barbie movie. And I'm going to give Dua Lipa an S tier because she is, I don't know what she's doing in this pic, but it looks like she's working very hard. And it's clearly the middle of the night, and it's nice to see trans women working hard to achieve their goals. Next up we have DW. I think she has some issues with ketamine abuse, which is really unfortunate. She was on a show called Arthur, but aside from that, she's not really been heard from in a long time. I'm gonna give DW a C tier because I am worried about her. Next we have Eden the doll. I think she's very pretty, obviously. I really like her. She's funny. She's been doing YouTube for a long time. I'm gonna give her between an S and an A because I can't in good conscience put her higher than Dua Lipa, but she seems like a really authentic person and just genuinely a nice person, and she's extremely attractive and well-spoken and intelligent. Okay, next we have Elon Musk. I do not like her. She's always on Twitter, which a lot of trans women are addicted to social media, to be fair. But she's really rude. She was in a polycule with Grimes and another trans woman apparently, and just generally really bad takes. I'm gonna give her an F. This is one of my favorite transgenders. This is George Santos, and she is a politician, I think, but she also does drag, which is cool. I'm not into drag, but I think a lot of trans women get their start in drag, and I think she's pretty big on OnlyFans, which I totally respect. I respect the hustle. I mean, you have to make money somehow. I'm gonna give her an A tier. Next up we have JT from City Girls. She is not actually a transgender, but she is pretty like a transgender, so I'm gonna give her a B tier. So this is actually an egg. Their name, I don't want to gender them yet because they're probably still exploring pronouns and stuff, but their name is Kanye West. They might change it in the future, but they date almost exclusively transgender women, and that can be common prior to coming out. A lot of the time, people who present as men will date trans women, because they want to see themselves reflected in their partner. A lot of people think that they're a chaser, but they are a trans woman. They're a musician. They make like country music or something, I forget. But they haven't transitioned yet. I feel like they could have a really big glow up because I've seen a lot of that. I'll give them a D tier. So this is Leah Thomas. She is a transgender swimmer. I think a lot more research needs to go into how we want to like quantify who gets to compete with who in sports, but I think she gets a lot of negative attention, and she's like the favorite scapegoat for conservatives about the trans athlete thing. So I'm gonna put her in a C because she likes to swim, so we'll put her in the C. Next up we have T.S. Madison. I really like her. She's really funny. I think she's the big dick bitch, which is really cool, I think. Anyway, she's been on lots of like interviews, and I think she's even been on TV and stuff, so I'm gonna give her an A. I feel like a lot of people know her. Next up is me. I have irritable bowel syndrome. Depending, like if I eat spicy food or something, I might get a sore stomach. I've only been on hormones for 3 years, so I feel like that would be unfair to some of the women who have just been out so much longer, like George Santos and Eden and T.S. Madison. So I do like me. So I'm going to put myself between a B and a C. Next up is Natalie Mars. I kind of forgot about her until I went to go buy some lingerie at a sex shop, and she had like a giant poster in the sex shop, and I think she can fit like a lot of very large objects in her butt. So for that reason alone, I think probably a substantial amount of people have jerked off to her, so I probably have to put her in S tier with Dua Lipa. Okay, next we have Nikita Dragon. I haven't heard from her in a long time, not in like a personal friend way, but I mean just in general, I feel like a lot of people don't really know what she's up to lately, but I like her. She gets a lot of negative attention, obviously. She's been through a lot. Again, one of the like trans women that's been out for a while, so I'm gonna put her between an A and a B. Next we have this trans woman that I found on Instagram who yells Roberto in a really like deep masculine voice, but I just think she is really funny. Last we have Trisha Paytas. She is one of the transgenders as well. I think she's made some controversial comments. She's also like not trans, so I probably have to put her between D and E. That was really fun and educational, and now you kind of know like where the different transgenders stand on the tier list, and if there's any transgenders that I forgot, I can do transgender men next maybe, but these are the transgender women of all time. So yeah, thank you for watching.